guys, welcome to GemmaBeaMakes. I am Gemma and this is my crafty channel where I talk about everything that I've been making over the past couple of weeks. It's been a little bit longer than usual since I joined you last time, so it's been 4 weeks instead of the 2 that I've been trying to keep you updated with. So I've got a little bit of extra of everything to show you today. I've got some knitting, some spinning, some sewing. I've got some chat about the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching show, which I really enjoyed and I really want to tell you all about. I've also got some brilliant glare from the sunshine. It's a beautiful wintry day outside today. Super, I mean it's cold and it's fresh and crisp, but there's no wind and it's beautifully sunshiny. I am coming to you today from, and always, I'm always here, in Leeds in West Yorkshire in England, where I live with my partner David and my 2 boys, Edward and James. They are 8 and 3 and getting so big, and we're so excited for Christmas this year. It's really fun. I am going to start by showing you a few of the things. I'm going to start by, well, I'll show you all of them, but I'm going to show you a few finished objects because I've got 2 just sitting right here that I'm really looking forward to showing you. So, I finished my Musselburgh hat. So I am going to start by saying, I pronounced it wrong, it's Musselburgh, like Edinburgh. A viewer very kindly pointed out for me last episode that I was saying it wrong, and yes, it totally is. It's Edinburgh. It's Musselburgh, like Edinburgh, because the pattern is by Ysolda Teague, and I do believe that's roundabout where she lives. Anyway, it's a brilliant pattern. I'll show you my hat. So this hat is being knit in some hand-dyed yarn. I do believe by my friend Julie of Twist Tangle Fibres. It was the main skein in my advent last year, and we did a little advent swap, and I think it's one of hers. And the colour on screen is not coming out as well. It's like I think it must have been dyed on like a dark grey base because it's got like a really deep tone to it. It's mainly a bluey colour with all those great like rainbow colours going through it. But it's coming up, yeah, the further back you get the more, anyway, it's really cool. So I did, this size is the adult large. I'll see, so it's quite a good slouch, or you can do the peaky pinchy tip thing that Gemma does. So it's like a little Naomi, or you can fold the brim down and it's like a beanie. And it fits nice with all my big hair underneath. And it's super duper warm. And I bought a pom-pom to go on the top. So this is a present for my sister-in-law Sarah for Christmas. I just don't know if that colour's coming across. It's like a really deep forest green. I can't see that colour very well. But yes, I thought it matched quite well. And I picked up the Fairy pom-pom from my local yarn shop, which is Top Stitch in Pudsey. I really enjoyed knitting this. So the pattern is really very clever. You can pick yourself any size needle and any size yarn and start knitting the pattern as it tells you, and you get to a certain point where you can measure how many stitches you have, and then it works out the sizing for you and how big to knit it and how long to knit it. Really clever. I enjoyed doing that one so much that as soon as I cast this off, I cast on another one for myself. So this is my very own Musselburgh hat in Felicity Yarn Studio yarn. This is the Vintage Christmas Card colourway, and it's an MCN, so it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. It is so nice and so lush, and this was really, really kindly gifted to me by Zoe, who is Felicity Yarn Studio. I absolutely love it, it's so nice. So this time I made the medium. I didn't want quite as much of a slouch. Oh my gosh, my hair is crazy now. I'm really glad I washed it and did it just for this. So it's got a little bit of a slouch on it. It still can cut. Oh, it's so warm. This yarn is really, really nice. So I'm really impressed. I don't actually, so to say that I'm a knitter and I've knit very many hats, I don't actually have one that fits this well. I either make them really too big. Yeah, that's it. I make my hats too big. This one fits really, really nice. Maybe I should gauge swatch. Never. And I bought myself a pom-pom to go in here too. So they're just a ribbon pom-pom. They were really cheap. It's £2.50 from my local I thought they looked really, really cute. I just need to work out how to tie it through now. I only picked them up yesterday, so I haven't had a chance, but I'm really, really looking forward to popping them on there. But yeah, again, I could quite easily cast another one of these on tomorrow. In fact, I might, because they're the most brilliant gift. The hat fits, it's really effective. It's warm, it's my new hat for life. Maybe not, but I really, really like it. It's just that, and because it's stockinette for days, it's really, really easy peasy TV knitting, which is all I've wanted to do recently. I don't know, my knitting mojo seems to be out of the window. I've not stopped knitting, but my ideas and things that I want to knit, I'm looking forward to our Laurel Along, which I'll talk about in a little while. But yeah, I've just wanted lots and lots of stockinette, which is what I've been doing, and that fills that brief really, really well. There is scaffolders outside my house now in the next door. That is what all the banging is, so if you can hear it, I'm very sorry. I can't do anything about it. I'm just sorry. So as well as knitting the Musselburgh hats, I have also been working on a pair of socks. So I've got a half a sock and I've got a whip. So I've got maybe like half a foot left and a toe, but this yarn, I know I've talked about it a lot now because I've tried to knit with this yarn at least 3 times, but it was from Lucy Locketland. I picked it up at Yarndale in 2018. My first Yarndale that I went to, I can't remember which year it was, I think it was 19. I just love it. I just love the colours. I think they're absolutely brilliant. All those super greens, they, I don't know, there's just something about it. I think it's really, really well dyed, and I can appreciate that. The pattern that I've knit is my usual sock recipe, working from the cuff down with the heel flap and gusset, and I did a 3x1 rib, and then yeah, just knits on the foot. Okay, so last time I spoke about these socks, I was talking about how small they are and how thin they are, and they're never going to get on my foot and my leg because my legs are big. I have calves for days, and I just might knit myself a pair of Waiting for Henry socks, and they were more my size. Now, after 4 weeks of wearing my Henry socks and finally finishing this sock and popping it on a blocker, realised that my Waiting for Henry socks are actually massive. They're so big, they fall down so bad. They're really, really comfy. So the yarn that I'd used was a sportwear. It's super warm, and the colourwork is like, they're the best wintry round the house sock, like boot socks. They're really, really good, but they do fall down. They're fine on the foot, but they fall down on the leg. And these fit really nice, like super snug. They I take everything back from last week. They're really, really good. They fit nice. However, they are going to be a gift this year. Just because I have people in my life that enjoy my knitted socks. So these are going to be a gift for Christmas. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on. I've also really, really enjoyed Advent this year. So Zoe of Felicity Yarn Studio really kindly gifted me an Advent calendar this year. I was so surprised when that came through the mail. And so grateful and thankful, and thank you so much. Last year when I did my advent calendar with Julie, I really enjoyed doing it, but I hoarded all my little minis and I made a few little ornaments, and I've actually still got most of them and I haven't actually done anything with them. Whereas this year I really wanted to be able to come out of Advent and have a finished project at the end. I'd toyed with the idea of making an ornament each day, but when the yarn, that was my plan. I was like, I'm going to make an ornament each day and then I can have a little tree. This little tree, he's cute, he lives down in the living room usually. I was like, oh, I can have an advent tree and every day I can put a little thing on. But when I opened the first day, on day one, I knew straight away that I would not want to not waste the yarn, but utilise the yarn a little bit more into having something beautiful, because it was just beautiful, the first one. So I'm going to show you. I decided to cast on a Litmus Cowl, my own version. So the Litmus Cowl is a pattern by Stranded Dye Works. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's a striped pattern usually, using minis and one solid colour, and you do a stripe of solid and a stripe of your colour, and a stripe of solid and a stripe of your colour. I decided to just do stripes of the minis. So I've literally cast on, I think I don't know, I counted maybe 120 or something, 120 stitches in this red waste yarn, and I knit about 5 rounds. Simply because I just wanted to get my gauge going. I wanted to get a nice solid gauge. My beginnings always tend to be just that little bit looser, and right at the end of the pattern you have to kitchen them together, and I wanted it to match. So I cast on, stop trailing, cast on, and I did like 5 waste yarn rounds. And then this one was day 1, and obviously they go all the way through, but these are so nice. So they are all inspired by Georgia O'Keeffe paintings, and they just get lovelier and lovelier all the way through. And I am actually up to date. I haven't opened today's. If you follow me on Instagram, you will realise I don't actually open them. James opens them. I don't know why he enjoys it so much. He doesn't seem that enthused usually. He's just looking for that rainbow. In fact, I think it was day 5, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. I didn't film him. It was in the dark and I knew that we wouldn't be able to see it properly. And his face when he finally opened a rainbow, I was like, oh gosh, I wish I'd have filmed it now. But yes, James enjoys opening all these for me. And yeah, we're super up to date. Really, really enjoy it. Thank you so much, Zoe. And I'm looking forward to this. So you keep going until you've done all your minis, and then you kitchen at the ends together, and it's like a big double wrap. It's going to be super duper warm. It's like, so there's no ends because they're all on the inside. You just tie them together. It's very fun. I like it. I've enjoyed stockinette recently. So I've done my Musselburgh hats. I went for the stockinette Litmus Cowl because I knew I'd be able to keep up with it each day. It's what my brain wants at the minute. And I still have a tiny little mini of each one. So what's that one, day 6. So a tiny little mini left of each, and I'm going to try, I think I still might be able to get a very scrappy socks or a scrappy mitten or something. I think I'm going to be able to get some socks out of these once I've got them all. There might be shorties. Might just be a couple of rows of each colour, but I'm going to keep going with my advent because I really like it, and I've managed to label all the little scrappies, kept the little days on them so they can all stay in the same order as well, because I'm a bit sad like that. So that's everything that I've been knitting on. I have been doing a lot of spinning. I've really got my spinning mojo back at the minute. I think it's probably because there's cool things happening within the guild that I belong to, the Spinning and Weavers Dyes Guild. It's their 40th anniversary next year, so there's a guild challenge going along that gets to go in the museum if you get picked. And because there's regular meetings again, I get to go once a month and actually spend some time with my wheel, which I don't do at home until recently. I remembered why now, but so I'm going to show you what I've been doing. So the guild gave us some ruby fibre that I have all finished. So there was 100% silk that I've shown you guys. I think I finished this last week. I was about to start on the Corriedale, so I finished my Corriedale. I spun it on my electric eel wheel nano, and I spun it to a 2-ply. I have spun this fibre quite a bit, as I did a full jumper quantity this summer. Last summer? My my crowned crane sweater that I went on and on about for such a long time. It was all done in the same fibre. Oh. So the challenge is to just make something with the fibre that you were given. I chose to spin mine. I spun it, like I said, but all of it in a 2-ply yarn, and I asked for so many suggestions to help me out because I was really stuck on what to do. I have decided to make a pair of ruby slippers, so a really big thank you to everybody that suggested that, because there were quite a few. And I think what I'm going to try and do is crochet a pair of ruby slippers. I think they might have to be smaller ones. I'm not quite sure the yardage yet. But I thought if I can do a ruby slipper in the yarn and then a really pretty bow to go on the top in the silk. I'm going to give it a go anyway. I think I'll start by maybe doing the sole of a shoe of the ruby slipper and then kind of working up the sides. I'm going to have to do quite a little bit of swatching. I'm guessing I'm going to be pulling back quite a little bit, but I'm going to have a little turn. I'm going to have a try at crocheting a ruby slipper. I don't know if I'll get 2. I will definitely have to write down the pattern if I'm going to get a pair of ruby slippers. I'm going to need a pair of ruby slippers, aren't I? They might have to be children's ruby slippers. But yes, we'll see. We'll see how much yarn gets used. I'm gonna have to do 2. It's a pair of shoes. Oh, I didn't think of that. I'm gonna have to make 2 of them. They're gonna have to be the same. Anyway, I am up for a challenge. I'm looking forward to it. So I really quite enjoyed getting back into spinning with this fibre. I did say last time this was the first time I'd ever spun 100% silk, and I really wasn't sure if I enjoyed it or not. And speaking to some of the people that are part of my Spinners Guild, I don't know if they're enjoying it either. Although my friend Esther, she's a really beautiful spinner. and she has been spinning hers for a while. Every time I see her, she's still going at it, and it is so beautiful. It's so well done. I'm really looking forward to seeing what she makes with hers. So because I got on a little bit of a kick, and because we've been meeting at Guild for actual meetings, I've been able to sit down, I had this fibre on my spinning wheel for a very long time. So I'm talking my Ashford Traditional. It likes to live out in my hallway. I give it a good polish and a shine and an oil and give it a little bit of a service, and brought it back to life, and it really enjoyed coming out to play. So this fibre I picked up, I've spun it before, I picked it up in a bargain bin at World of Wool. Now we're all really waiting for World of Wool to open back its doors so we can go dive in that bargain bin again, because it was really, really fun. It does smell though. It smells like copper coins. You know, if you've got like pennies and 2 pences in a jar that have lived there for like 15 years or longer, and then you get it all out and count it, that's what it smells like. It's pretty dirty, to be fair, and I have soaked it in like some really quite nicely fragranced soapy bath. Still stinks. Anyway, I'm going to be using it to go into a blanket, into my handspun blanket. I've got a few bits and bats to go into the handspun blanket now, so I might pick that up again in the new year. But yeah, this had loads of really random, I don't know what fibre it was because it was in a bargain bin, but it had lots of different, I could tell there was some silk in there was definitely some plant-based fibre in there, it was a really big blend of lots of randomness. It was fun. So because my spinning wheel was all oiled up and ready to go, and this had been living on the bobbin for a very long time, I just not used my Ashford Traditional at home. I realised how much I actually enjoyed using a proper wheel with a treadle that weren't electric. So I got this, no, where's my little tag? It's on the floor, of course it is. So yes, this was a fibre that I picked up from Yarndale this year from Felt Studio UK. She doesn't have, well, I can't seem to find an Instagram or any kind of social media to tag her anywhere. I really want to praise. It's so nice, so nice. So this is 60% wool, 20% yak and 20% silk. And this is my absolute favourite spin yet. Look at that. I am so impressed. So this is spun on my Ashford Traditional. I spun a 2-ply, and what I did is broke the whole braid right down the middle, split into 2 and ran it end to end, so they kind of match up, so it should be a striped yarn. I'm just in love with this yarn. Super impressed. I love the colours. It's like a purpley and lime and like a raspberry colour, and then the little blendy bits in between. So impressed. Because this spun like absolute butter, I think I've spun every single night until it was finished, which now I remember why I don't use my wheel at home. So I've got bad hips. Having children did not like me. I mean, my body did not like having children. So when I was pregnant, both times I got SPD, oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's the, basically when your about 8 weeks pregnant, your body produces a hormone that helps soften your pelvis and soften your bones basically. So everything kind of moves into place. Now my body didn't stop producing that hormone, so eventually my hips and all my pelvis just were like jelly. It was so painful, and every now and again, if I, repeatedly treadle for like, I don't know, a week solid, then it hurts again. So I've had to give it a little break with the wheel, but maybe if I can, I just absolutely love how this turned out. I haven't had such a consistent, lovely looking yarn, well, ever. Well, I think it's beautiful. So, although I've really enjoyed doing the spinning, I've had to just put away the wheel and use it at guild meetings, which is like once a month, and then just do that one little bit, or maybe just do spinning on your wheel once a week instead of every single night until you're hurting. Don't pain yourself while you're doing this to yourself. Oh, but the results. So because I was enjoying spinning, but I was hurting, I got my eel wheel back out again. Not that it ever went away really. So I have started spinning the second half of my hand spun that I'm going to use for my Laurel sweater that we are going to be doing a Laurel along in the new year. I'm excited. So there's going to be me, Naomi of the Yarn Curator podcast, and Zoe of Felicity Yarn Studio, both here on YouTube. We're all going to do the Laurel jumper together. I'm really looking forward to it. We'll hash out a few guidelines and rules between make-alongs in the new year, but to start with, I just want to get my yarn ready. This is the second braid of this yarn that I'm spinning. I've already spun one before, although this one is actually turning out a little bit better, so I think I'll probably use this one first. This fibre is again by Felt Studio UK. I picked it up at Yarndale this year, and it is merino and silk, and it's really, really nice. But very annoyingly, last night when I went to spin, this is my little tiny eel wheel nano, the jackpot broke, it snapped. So I've had it, well, David bought me it 2 years ago for Christmas. And the adapter snapped last night. I was so sad, but luckily David is an electronic designer, so he has got kits and kits at work, so he's gone to work today and he's going to bring me home a new one today. So I don't have to worry about it too much, but I was really annoyed. I've just got this last little bit to spin and then it's all done. Well, obviously I've got to ply it together. But yeah, I've really been enjoying spinning. I did pick up some, I've ordered some more fibre from John Arben because I love them. So I've got a few little bits coming. I'm also really looking forward to the new Jennifer Steingass jumper. I think it is now called the Avena. It was unnamed for a little while. If you haven't seen it, it's on Instagram. The Naomi of the Yarn Curator has just test knit it and hers looks really, really good. I am just a little bit jealous that I don't think she needs hers. She lives in like a super hot part of the country and it looks too warm. So I will help you by taking it off your hands if you don't want to wear it. Or I think I'm going to plan to spin myself one. Those that have been here for a little while know that I don't really work from a stash. I have a few little bits put aside for a few different projects, but I don't have a big stash. So if I want to make a jumper, I'm going to have to either buy the yarn or I'm going to have to make the yarn. And I think it's going to lend itself really, really well to a spun jumper. I think it's made for worsted weight or DK, I don't know, I can't remember. I did just buy the pattern, I bought it, it's mine. There was a sale, I bought it, it's in my Ravelry group, in my Ravelry library. As we speak, just waiting. So I think I need to work out some colours, but I'm definitely I think that'll be my next sweater spin. And I think I'm going to do an all over. If I spin for a sweater, in the past I've usually done the colour work as the hand spun. I think I'm going to do all of it. I'm going to do the main colour and I'm going to do the colour work. So I'm really looking forward to that. I got it in my head the other day. That's what I'm going to do. So that's future plans. What else have I got to tell you? Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of sewing. I want to thank everybody that shopped my little secret, it wasn't a secret, I blatantly put it all over social media. I made a few Christmas bags with fabric that I bought from the Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show. They sold out instantly. I am so impressed. Thank you for everybody that that bought from my little shop and supported me on my way to get my new sewing machine. I did make a few more. So I've got this style left in the Etsy shop. So I don't think the camera's going to pick up, but these little reindeers are gold and they've like got a super sheen to them. They look really, really cool. So there's just one size bag. I made a couple all in this size and they are available in my Etsy shop right now. There is a link down below if you want to go have a little look at that. And congrats to everybody that got everything in the cyber sale on my Etsy as well. You all went ping, 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 and I really loved it, thank you. We are nearly on our way to a sewing machine. Not even nearly. So I went to Harrogate Knitting and Stitching Show at the end of November. Yes, it was the end of November. Mainly to go have a look at all the sewing machines and have a little play, decide what kind that I'd like. I still am no clearer. So I did have a brilliant day. I really enjoyed all of the exhibits that they had. They had all of the winners of the festival. They must do quilt festivals all the way around the UK, and they had most of the winners all displayed, and they were amazing, absolutely beautiful, brilliant, so talented. Gives you lots of inspiration or aspiration, because yeah, I don't know, yeah. Absolutely years and years of learning how to do that, and there was lots of exhibitions, lots of fibre artists there. It was really, really a good day out. I enjoyed it. But there's lots of demonstrations of sewing machines and all the different makes. So there was a booth for every single make, basically. I think what I've decided is I'd quite like a Benina. At the minute I have a Naomi. I have a Genome machine, and it's the very basic model, and it's starting to clunk. It's had enough. It's been going full stop now, like full on for like 4 years, and I think it's had enough. It was a very basic model. I did talk to the guy at the Benina stall, and there is a showroom in Leeds that I can go have a look at. So I can go actually book a day, or book at least like a couple of hours, so you can have a little turn on each machine. And they also do reconditioned machines as well. So they take old ones, they service them, they get them up to standard, and they give them a guarantee. So actually they're cheaper, so I like that idea. So I think in the new year I'm gonna go have a nosy, go have a little play, go see what it is that I would like. I am still very far away from actually having the budget to go buy one, but You're all going to shop at my Christmas shop, aren't you? Thank you. No, I really appreciate it. I did have a few little purchases from the show. I didn't go too crazy. I didn't buy any yarn. To be honest, there wasn't much yarn there. I usually like to see Northshire yarns at the Harrogate show. That's usually where, if I buy from her, I usually buy at a show. And but she wasn't there this year, so I didn't buy any yarn. I did buy myself 2 projects. That's it. So the first one I'm going to show you. I bought myself a whole kit to make the weekend travel bag by Sarah J. Patterson. I don't know if you can see that bag there. It's like it's the weekend travel bag, so it's an overnight bag. It's quite a big one, but that particular sample was in the store and it really sold me. So I bought the fabric that goes with it. So it comes with a waterproof fabric, and then I picked the cotton that matches. I don't know what, the sample had something like anchors or something on the inside. On your like sailboats, oh you can't see it on there. And it didn't match. Sad, aren't I? But yeah, I found this fabric at the other end of the stall that was in the same print. I thought that was really nice. So I brought the pattern, the fabric, and the notions. I don't know where they've gone, like the little D-rings and the little clips and everything that you need to make the bag. So this is going to be my next little sewing project. I think I'm probably going to do this in the new year, in the hopes that one day I will finally go on holiday and me and the curvy, curly, crafty girls will meet up in Amsterdam. My second purchase was this cord. So it's black needle cord. I don't know if you can see the cord texture. You totally can't. This is just some black fabric. But it was totally an offer, so you got two 2-metre bundles for £20. I was very impressed at that bargain. And I bought myself the Heydays by Waves and Wild. Is it made by Jack's mum? Yes, I think. Waves and Wild. It used to be made by Jack's mum. The Heyday dungarees. I bought the pattern. I have yet to print it out, but it's there, it's ready. I am looking forward to that. So I need to wash this fabric now. See, I did get really excited about making some dungarees. I think they would be super comfy and go with all my knitted jumpers, so why wouldn't I? But then once I got the fabric, I saw somebody wearing a black cord, like denim jacket style. Just a little jacket, a cord jacket. And I might change my mind and make myself a spring jacket with the cord instead of the dungarees. I've yet to make up my mind. I have some cotton in my stash. I say a stash. I don't have much of a fabric stash. I have like about 3 pieces of different cotton. So yeah, sorry, the battery just died. So I do have some fabric in my stash, tiny stash, downstairs that I could make the dungarees out of instead of the cord. So I think I might make the cotton dungarees first and get the fit right. I haven't decided, but this fabric was from Bombay Stores, which again is about 15 minutes down the street from me, and I never realised. I've never been to visit, and the amount of fabric that they had, different styles, I will definitely be paying a visit when I need more fabric. In quite a long time. Because I have plenty. So, very reserved, I think, of myself. I did buy 2 more of Sarah's patterns, as well as the Weekender bag. I got the Alice bag and a crossbody bag because I think these are cute as heck and they really might look nice in maybe some custom fabric that I was thinking about in the new year. So I'm going to give those a try as well because I think that will be fun. But yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'm sure there's loads more. I did want to tell you all about the knitting and stitching show. It was really fun. It's very different to Yarndale. It's definitely more stitching orientated and more exhibitions, and there was lots of fun different things. You could quite easily get drawn into a completely different world and a different genre of craft to what I usually like. There was a thing called the Stitch Project, or I can't remember. I wish I'd saved the little leaflet now. But basically it was an initiative. You paid monthly, and it was an online thing, and you paid over 12 months, and each month they showed you a new technique, and by the end you had a whole book of like different stitches and different techniques. It looked really, really good. I was very, very tempted by that. I didn't, only for the reason that I already have enough to craft that I still really, really love. But I could quite easily pick that up if I got bored of a list. I would never get bored of you. No. But you know what I mean. I could, if I want, I could quite easily take up stitching. It was hand stitching. There was lots of different techniques. It was all a hand stitching. It was like making textures, and you ended up with this book and like a story with it. It was really, really clever. I wish I could have remembered what it was called. Damn it. I also had a go on one of the Space Invaders, what they're called, long arm machine Space Invaders. So it's like the big, like, it looks like you're driving a jet fighter. I could quite easily enjoy a long arm machine. In fact, I did come home and tell David that I found the machine that I wanted, only it was £8,000 and I needed a whole new side extension for the house. I could long arm all day. That was lots of fun. That's like future Gemma will one day have a Space Invader jet fighter all day long. It was lots of fun. I enjoyed that lots. Yeah, I spent all day going around all the exhibitions, having a good look around, talking to the people. It was lots of fun. There's a few people that I recognised as well, actually. You know, when you see there's lots of people from Sewing Bee there, so there was bumped into a few people from the Sewing Bee. That was pretty cool. Yeah, it was an all-round fun day. I enjoyed it lots. Very different to Yarndale. There is yarn there, but definitely stitching orientated. But it was lots of fun. I enjoyed it lots. I think that's everything that I've got to tell you guys today. I don't think I'll see you again until the new year. It's a school holiday starting next week, so they have 2 full weeks off school, and then they're back I think on like the 4th or 5th of January, so I will see you that week when they're back. So I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season, whatever you celebrate. Happy Christmas and Merry New Year. I'll see you all in the new year. I hope you get all your gifts knitted. Thank you so much for joining me this time. As usual, if you haven't subscribed, would you do that please? And maybe a thumbs up. It's always appreciated. It helps with algorithms. If you want to help me save for the sewing machine, please watch the ads at the end. But seriously, if it's like a 2-minute non-skippable, don't bother with that shit. It's horrible. Don't do it to yourself. But thanks guys. I really, really appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and New Year. I'll see you all soon. Bye!